Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So watch the rest of this video as we check out the Arrma Vorteks. I took it out bashing just to do some drift sessions, and for some reason or not, there's something wrong with the drivetrain. Just couldn't get any power down. So let's take apart the Arrma Vorteks, see what's wrong with it, and see if we can fix it. So stay tuned. All right, here we go. Hey gang, so welcome back. We just got home from the park. We were at Pearl Ridge Elementary Park bashing today. We were doing some drifting and everything was fine. Wanted to do some bashing just on the dirt, again, just to play around and see how these shocks are performing, and really like the big bore shocks. But I did notice that as soon as we got onto the grass and I did apply power, I thought maybe my battery was kind of like winding down. As you know, I had my controller on 75% power, so I put it up to 100%, and it started to run okay, but just not fast enough. So I kind of thought maybe my LiPo was just dying out, but turns out when I got home and checked the LiPo, I was set 3.9 volts, so it definitely wasn't the LiPo. So I really want to check and see if there's anything wrong with the spur gear or the pinion, and I'm thinking that the pinion might have came loose. I did kind of smell something there. I did notice a faint smell there, so I do want to take this apart and see what's going on. So I'll take this off the rack, and it'll be a little bit easier for me, and we'll start taking this apart. Okay. So welcome back, gang. So here we are back at the workshop, or the work table, work desk, and we definitely need to replace the slipper pads, and get our assembly back together again. So if you watched the last video, or if this is going to be a continuation of that bash that I did at the Pearl Ridge Park, couldn't get power down to my Arrma Vorteks. At first I thought it was just I was low on the LiPo battery. But when I got home and checked it with my battery checker or LiPo checker, I still had 3.9 volts per cell. So it definitely was enough power or voltage to get my Arrma working. So I noticed taking my Arrma Vorteks apart that, for one, this drive shaft, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like this, but there seems to be a little bit of binding in here. Something more binding than usual. I don't think this will affect it much, but I do have a spare one like this, so I'm gonna just replace it. And secondly, I did notice that the slipper, the screw had backed out, so I definitely needed to tighten this back up again. So if you look at this, I do have a 57T steel slipper, spur gear, sorry. I do have a 57 spur gear, metal spur gear, which is an Arrma one, and I just replaced this or changed this out like just a few months ago. So these were brand new slipper pads that I had in there, just maybe like six battery or LiPos through these, and this is the condition of them. So I went through my parts, and I do have a spare set of slipper pads, and I do have my stock gears here, plastic gears, as well as spare slipper assemblies or clutch assemblies. So if I can't sand this down to the point where I like it, because I do have 1000 grit sandpaper, I probably would just replace the assembly and then put on this one. But we'll see what the state is. If I can just clean this up, then I'll just use it and put in new slipper pads. So let's get started and just put this together. Okay guys, we are back. Just had to change the, it's running out of space on my memory card on my GoPro, so just like we're coming back here. So basically we got everything in. We tightened the spur gear, not the spur gear, the slipper. Basically we put in an Allen wrench in here and then turn the wheel. We're gonna let the blue Loctite give a chance to dry, so we're just gonna put everything back together again. So here's my brand new center drive shaft, and apparently it does not, well, I don't see the input gear, and I'll show you, or the input, I'm not sure what you call it, but let's open this up. So this is my stock one. So I definitely will need, now there are different part numbers. Now again, this is my learning curve, so yeah, it looks like there's different part numbers for different vehicles. I mean, can I, no, let me use the new spring. I'll use the new spring, because I don't think anything else matches up with this. They give you 3 pieces. That does match up. It's just that this part doesn't really match up. So let me use these 2 new pieces. And again, I don't know if it helps or not, but I'm gonna just put a little bit of oil. Just to see if that'll help with the engagement. Nope, not that one. I know it's kind of confusing, and it's confusing me too. So I guess there are different part numbers for what you need specific for the Vortex, and I didn't know that until now, just learning. Because in the package you do get 3 of these pieces, and apparently this is different from this because it does have this part here. So I'm taking that the new, or this part number just doesn't have that plastic sheath covering the input shaft, or the input part of the brace, so of the center support. So let me put this part in just like that, just like that. Okay, so we're done. So that's it. Hopefully everything will work now. So basically the issue that we had, or I had, when I got the lipo in, I wanted to bash on the dirt, was that I just didn't have any rear power. Basically I wasn't getting any movement out of the rear wheels, or just something else was binding, or I just wasn't getting any power. So eventually when I took it apart, that's what it turned out to be. It just turned out to be the slipper that didn't have that had come loose. So apparently, from what I've heard and what I've seen on YouTube, is that it's a common problem. So if you're having that problem, that's probably what it is. Check your slipper, check your clutch pads, and then use blue Loctite. Hey guys, so welcome back to the house. As you know from our bash, we just tested our slipper. Everything works fine, works great. Right at the end there, Kualoa District Park, we actually lost an axle. So basically the axle had just separated from the hub here. Basically the plastic part had just split apart, so the pins that actually goes in between just fell out. So I was just able to squeeze it back in and got it back in, but I did have a problem releasing the screw here. It stripped on me, so I did have to slot it with the Dremel and put in a new screw. So I do have it back assembled now. Everything's tight, and I'll just put on the wheel like so. But I'll show you a trick that I do, guys, when I do mar up my my aluminum. So basically what I do have is like a Sharpie paint pen, and I'm just gonna make sure that the paint is flowing good on this. Let me just extract some paint. Okay, so it's out, and if you look here, so if you can see how it's has exposed metal, I'm just gonna paint it with my paint pen. Fill in those marks like so, and there you go. We hide all of the marred or scratched up part, just like that. You can see that. Okay guys, so this is the same method I kind of mentioned in that bash when we were drifting, when I kind of like, here's an example, kind of like when I mar up my hub or my wheels. I can just paint it over with a paint pen just to hide those marks. Okay guys, so we'll let this dry, and then we'll put back our wheel. But that's it guys, that's it for this video. We got everything fixed. I got the slipper to work correctly again. Again, the issue that I had was basically the slipper assembly. The spring in there was actually broken, and that's what caused the slipper pads to kind of slip and loosen up, so I didn't have any rear drive on my vehicle. Okay guys, so that's it. I hope you liked this video. Stay tuned for our next video. I think I'm gonna order another part for my Arrma Vorteks. I already do have it on order. Got it off eBay, but what we're gonna do is replace our motor plate as well as our block here, this plastic block here, with an M2C motor plate and block. So I should be getting that in a few days, and I'll be doing that video for this. Okay guys, we'll see you again soon. Please again, like and subscribe. Check out my Instagram page at What's New Today. That's WATS, the number 2, and NU. Oh, one more time. It's What's New Today, WATS, NU, the number 2, day. Or you can email me at whatsnewtoday@gmail.com. If you want to support the channel, I appreciate it a lot. You can send PayPal funds to kjaba808@gmail.com. And I really appreciate it. Help me support the channel and get things going, and we can order new parts and get more videos up for you guys. So thanks again guys, I appreciate it a lot. We'll see you again soon. All right, bye.